Boys, Madden 26 gameplay deep dive is finally out, and I get to talk to you exactly about every little thing gameplay wise, competitive wise, comp wise, skill wise, strictly gameplay. Not my initial thoughts, my initial feelings, what uniforms, how's the sunlight coming in the stadium, all the pretty stuff that I will tell you everything I learned from already playing Madden 26 for roughly about 2 hours. I mean, practice mode, head to head, everything I played. I played as much as I could for 2 hours and really tried to see what the game had for us coming in to Madden 26. Super excited for this year. Saquon's on the cover. It's going to be great. We're going to grind Madden. Can't wait to get back in to start with college and then Madden 26. I believe college football is going to drop July 7th. I will have access to put out some early gameplay videos of college. So make sure you guys hit the notifications on here. Set that. Make sure you guys are subscribed because I will be dropping college football gameplay early for you guys to get a look at that. But let's talk about Madden as the deep dive has been dropped. I'm sure you guys read it. I'm sure you guys love it. But let me tell you what I took away from playing the game. This might not even be in the notes. It might not even be something you know about. This is strictly for comp, strictly for gameplay sweats. If you're not a gameplay sweat, you're a franchise. What did they upload with the draft? Maybe this video is not for you. This is strictly for gameplay. So if you care about that, let's continue. All right, boys. I was sitting in the meetings, sitting in the presentations, and they're showing all this, how the game looks and how the graphics improved. And I didn't think it looked that good in the projections and the little screen, or when it was, whatever they presented, I didn't think it looked that good. I was like, yeah. When I got on the game, now I don't know if this was EA having the, a 240 hertz monitor and the newest PS5 Pro, whatever it may be, but the game looked crazy. It's actually insane how much better it looks than Madden 25. It does look awesome. For all my graphics guys, we honestly take graphics for granted because we play the game so much, but they are awesome. They are insane, and you'll notice it right away. They also have dynamic lights, so it does start with the sun in the first quarter. The sun will be different in the fourth quarter. So awesome. All the gameplay, all the presentation, all the physical, all the cosmetics of the game are beautiful. They put a lot of work into it, and it's awesome hearing them show us how much work they put into that and how happy they are for it. They do drop the ball on the cosmetic thing as far as jerseys in the game. They definitely do. They're working on it. I tried my best. I argued about it, or I brought it up to everybody I could. The cosmetic aspect of everything in the game could be a lot better as far as jerseys are concerned, but we're working on it, but it's still an L right now. But let's talk about gameplay. Movement is so much better. Movement, going from college to playing Madden, movement felt terrible last year. It felt slow, sluggish, boring. This year, they've kind of brought Madden or moved Madden up faster to kind of match college football. It's not quite college, but it's somewhere in that happy medium. I ran the ball and stretched with Saquon Barkley probably 100 times in practice mode. Love the way you were able to hit the holes, change. The left stick is way more responsive. You guys are going to love running the ball. I don't know if it'll be OP or not. I don't know if it'll be a great running game. A lot of things are different as far as stopping the run as we talk about moving on, getting to the run defense. Run fits are a little bit more important. This is one thing we've kind of been asking for. When you used to crash your line left, nothing happened. Like, what was the point of crashing left or I'm old school. I started Madden on PS2. If they're running right, we're crashing our D line right. And it never really did nothing the last lot of years. But now they made that an emphasis in the game that your defenders will then try to shed on that side. So if it's going to be stretch looky, stretch looky, stretch looky, I form close, stretch looky, whatever it may be, you can crash your line that way and it will affect the way your team plays. And if you crash your line, your linebackers will then crash in different holes as well. So run defense is way different. And run defense on turn is going to play RPOs different. RPOs have been miserable for Madden the last whenever they put them in the game. Now, they should be in the game. They're a big part of real football. But they haven't really found a way to defend them properly until now. Now there's a clear-cut rule for RPOs. Anybody in the A and B gap will play the run first. Anybody outside will play the pass first. So we'll see how this works. I'm assuming the little bubbles won't be as effective, but maybe a stretch bubble or something will be a little bit confusing. Something will find a way to be super effective with these RPO defenses. But they really tried to make sure that your outside guys, if you have a slot corner, he's not going to run in for the A gap. He's going to guard the outside, and the guys in the A and B gap will then guard the run. That's why your run fits are going to be more important. They also allow double teams when you're running the ball, and the double teams on the D tackle and everything, they'll get to the linebackers faster. That's going to nerf dollar run defense a little bit. Once again, I played 2 hours. I think Dollar won't be as good against the run. I say that now until we're in the game, and it's great. But that's that's pretty much the run game. I enjoyed it. I think it's going to be a little bit better. It was non-existent in Madden 25, so I think it should be a little bit better, especially with how good the run was in real life. Super Bowl champions, you know. But anyway, let's talk about pass blocking. They added a new feature in pass blocking that's awesome that I love so much, and it's called the ignore a player thing. It's just literally, yo, ignore this guy. So much of blitzes in the last, 4 or 5 years or forever in Madden was let me take my user, stand in front of the center, and make the center think I'm blitzing. And then he'll dumb out the whole line. Whether it's a double A gap, 6-1, 3-4, dollar, loop, whatever it may be. You would take your user and just mug the line. And you can't do that anymore because they put a feature in the game, literally ignore this guy. So if they're taking their user and they're putting them over the center or they're trying to confuse your running back, you can literally take a cursor like I do the mic, put it over him and say, yo, ignore this guy. And that way your O-line will not be bothered by him. He will not affect your pass blocking. I think this is a huge step to stop all the stupid 6-1, 3-4 odds and double A gaps that really are a pain to deal with sometimes because your O-line is too stupid. Now, will that open up maybe a user rush where you want to ignore them? They're just going to run up the A gap. Maybe it will. We'll see as more people play the game and how it moves on and how it goes. And as far as blitzing, you guys know, stunts and twists, all that are on the D line. So many options, 3-man line, 4-man line. You can do any twist, any stunt you see in the NFL on Sundays, you can do in Madden. Once again, only played 2 hours. I don't know which one are super cheesy. I tried to loop my D end to bring the tackle in and then blitz off the edge, something like that. I think there's going to be tons of creative ways to get some heat in Madden 26 with these new twists and stunts. And I think it might bring back a 4-down lineman, whether it be over G, dime normal, maybe 4-3 over, whatever it may be. I think nickel normal. I think 4-down lineman might be good because of twists and stunts. But all right, let's talk about the stemming zones. Obviously, you guys probably heard this now. You can stem zones like you can stem routes on offense. So you can bring a yellow zone down to 5 yards. It's pretty cool. I think it's going to be great, especially if you take a safety that's sitting at 15 yards back there, stem him down to a 5-yard yellow. He's going to shoot down and maybe stop a tight end drag or running back wheel route. Wherever you want him on the field, you can kind of put him. And that's pretty awesome. It's a great thing. Now, I don't think shading left and right does help with zone. So maybe you can bring him down to 5 yards, shade him outside, and he'll go outside a little bit. So it just gives you a lot more customization on the field. One thing I always hated about zone drops is like if somebody no huddled me, I would be stuck in my zone drops. I'd have to reset my play, and it was just a pain, And with these, if somebody no huddles, if they're on 3rd and 10, they get 5 yards, then no huddle. I can't put my zones on 5 and no huddle, but I can do it at the line of scrimmage now. It's going to be a huge tool for defensive players. But once again, the switch stick is king. We're talking about zone. The switch stick is pretty similar, but they didn't change much about that at all. They didn't even talk about it. I don't think it was a point of emphasis to change. I am on the notion that it's good for the game. I don't see how anybody could say otherwise. It's the only time you can give all 11 players on the field, like, essentially human minds. That's been the problem, is that how can offensive players have always learned to manipulate the defense, and now not everybody is just a defensive player. Anybody can be clicked on at any time, have eyes, and just be able to jump and play as aggressive as they want, a la Asante Samuel jumping a route. Now, you could guess wrong and give up a lot of touchdowns, and that's the downside of it. And some people were better than others and took better chances than others. That's why Fancy was able to win, man. He just made the most plays. He did give up a lot of dumb touchdowns, I thought, but he just made more defensive stops than the next guy. But switch stick is about the same, so that's how that works. I will tell you, speaking of Fancy, man, he really hung with the audible from man blitz to get your safeties down at 8 yards or 10 yards. You don't have to do that anymore. That is literally a setting in wherever you want to line your safeties up. You can line them up. You can line them up 32 yards back or 8 yards close or 12 yards or default. So it's like 30 yards, default, 12 yards, and 8 yards. You can bring those boys right up sniffing the offensive line in a setting. So you never have to audible or anything like that. If you want to run cover 4, just call it. Put your safeties at 8 yards. They're there already for you. So that's become a setting. Not only can you change their depth, you can change their position. They can always go to the wide side of the field. They can always go to the strong side of the defense. They can always go whatever it may be. They can be shifted to the left. to the right, more to the middle, more spread out. These are all settings to how your safeties align. It is a great part of the game that they added to the game. Now, I will tell you, baseline is gone. I know that's probably the biggest news. I'm sure people have been hinting about it. I haven't been able to talk about it since then, but baseline is gone. Just like college football, there is no more baseline. We're not freezing our defense. That will nerf stuff like dollar. It will nerf stuff like 3-4. It will nerf 6-1 into the ground. I think, just like, I don't know. I just think we'll see how it works. Obviously, we first hated it in college. I grew to like it, mostly because the game just looks, it sounds like bottish now, but I just feel like it looks more real. It looks like football. Football isn't a dude standing at the line of scrimmage like this, frozen, waiting for the ball to snap. That's just not real. So I think it does look realer, if that makes sense. I think it looks better. I think it's more attractive to viewers, to everything, and I think it's a good way to learn how to play. Now, how will we stop corner routes? How are you going to stop stretch to the outside? One thing you can do is align your safeties. That's a great thing. Now, can you change your alignment at the line of scrimmage? That could be a good thing going forward. I don't think you can. And I will also tell you, as flipping bunch has become a topic on Twitter everywhere, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at links below, but I felt like you could flip bunch a lot faster in Madden 26 than you could in the last couple of years. I did feel like it was a smooth flip. I was able to get some hot routes off. I will tell you, and on notion on that little side note about flipping bunch hasn't really been a thing in the last couple of Maddens. It's more been an audible meta where you go from one bunch and you audible to the next one. And the only reason you would do that is because, one, you can get more hot routes off and then make your quick snap more effective. The best way to nerf this is to not allow somebody to get 4 hot routes off while they're audibling and then be able to quick snap. I mean, that's the best way. And then it wouldn't be a thing, I don't think. So it hasn't been a flipping bunch meta. It's really been an audible around, giving you the Jets tour, the Oakland tour, the different tours in the game. The Eagles tour was really good this year. Detroit Lions had a tour. Everybody kind of had a tour. So that's really been the meta. Not so much flipping bunch. And it's because of the hot routes you're able to get off while you're audibling and being able to snap after that. That's pretty much why. That's the thing they need to nerf, because it kind of slow down the flipping and audible meta. But I said no baseline, so you're going to have to deal with flipping. It goes a little bit faster this year. It might be a nightmare. Not too soon to say. I didn't play comp games over there, so I was just trying as much stuff as I could. And the biggest news, which I'm a super fan of this one, boys, and I left it for last because I love it. I know it's kind of being a controversial topic. I don't think there's anything bad to say about it. Oh, I did remember one more thing we're going to talk about first. One thing, these two things that I'm going to talk about, these two things will 100% make defense better. It will make defense light years better. It's not zone play. It's not man press. It's not block sheds. It's not blitzes. These two things they changed in Madden will make the game defensively better. Will it be a good defensive game? That's yet to be seen. But I stand on my life. These two things are one of the biggest things that made a defense really, really hard the last couple years. The first thing, there are no more throw out of sacks. It is way harder to get hit and just throw the ball away for an incompletion. So many times you had your opponent bagged, he drops back 10 yards, nobody's open, throws the ball, gets hit, the ball falls to the ground, incomplete. So many times. Let me know how many times that happens to you. You can never get them to make a bad play. It was so forgiving to throw the ball away. There was no throw out of sacks. If you got a throw out of sack pick, that was lucky, and it was unfortunate if it happened to you. This year, they have a mechanic in the game where if you get hit throwing the ball, you don't get it off. You get sacked. There's going to be so many more sacks, so many more big, deep yardages, long yardage downs because of this. People are going to have to get used to putting a good play on the field and making a read and getting rid of the ball, whether that be throw away quicker or find somebody quicker or throw the ball into traffic or good coverage. There's going to be so many more sacks in Madden 26. It's going to help defense so much. People won't get away with being bailed out by just throwing the ball into the ground every other play while they're getting hit because their play sucked that they put out there. One of the best news I heard when I went down there was that play, and I doubt it'll even be in the notes so you guys will know about it, but throw out a sack is kind of dead. You will not be able to throw. You'll be wrapped up with the ball in your hand. Now, I don't know about fumbles. I don't know about our throw out a sack pick, still a big thing. We'll have to play the game more to figure out where that is, but what I realize is that you could not throw the ball away like that. You will get sacked, hold the ball, and tuck it in and get sacked. So that's a big news. And the biggest news I took is conservative ball carrier is gone. You cannot just flick the setting and never fumble. That's just stupid. That's just not football. I mean, like if you could flip a sweat setting and never fumble, how good would Tiki Barber be? You know, I mean, it's just not a realistic thing. And I think being able to flick that conservative ball carrier on made people not aware of how bad their offense was. Like if you're throwing a drag right into Cam Chancellor, or you're throwing a drag right into Fred Warner, like that's not good offense. You're going to get dudes killed and they're going to fumble the ball. So many people have been able to throw the ball in the coverage, get 5, 6, 8 yards, 10 yards, get blasted, never fumble, and just pop back up. It's just, for me, it's just bad offense. I mean, you can't just consistently throw in the coverage, take hits, and not ever have to worry about fumbling the ball. Now, it's on the onus is on the offensive player not to fumble the ball. Now, of course, there's going to be times where you can't avoid it. 3rd and 8, we got to throw this check down and try to get a first down. We got to throw in the traffic. I mean, sometimes you can't avoid it. That's football, you know. And for me, I think there's so many options for the offensive player not to fumble that, like, it's completely on them. One, you can run out of bounds. You can fall down. You can avoid hit sticks. You can hold RB, which is going to be a more prominent feature to hold the ball. It will slow you down like it will in real life, but you can hold RB and not fumble. There's so many options for you not to fumble. That conservative ball carrier made people lazy, and it made people just not have to worry about big hitters, not have to worry about Dawkins, Sean Taylor, Troy P., Fred Warner, Lance Briggs, Urlacher, all these linebackers in the game. You didn't have to worry about them because you just flip on conservative and just rock out. And it doesn't even matter if the moves are good or the moves are bad. It's just like you still have to be aware of who you're throwing the ball in front of and who you're about to try to juke and things like that. And I think it just adds such a powerful element to defense where we can say, okay, we're going to let you go ahead and check down here for 5 yards, but we're going to try to pop you. And you're not going to be able to just run, hurdle, juke, spin on conservative. It's always been broken. And just getting rid of it was the best move for EA. I don't think there's even an argument to be said. There should never be a situation where you can just flip a button and never have to worry about fumbling. You can hit as hard as you want and never have to worry about fumbling. That's just not real. It's just not football. And you know, it's hard to play defense. So being able to sack the quarterback and be able to force fumbles is going to be huge for the defensive side of the ball. Stemming zones. I think this has been a crazy good defensive adjustment. Now, we lost baseline, which could hurt defense. But I think the things they've added for defense, safety alignment, stemming zones, no conservative, no throw out of sack, stunts and twists. I think the defensive game is going to be great, dude. I don't know if it's going to be a defensive game. I can't even tell you that. But I just think it has the tools now to be a better defensive game, man. I'm super excited to play it. That's about all I got. Please ask me questions and that you want to know about gameplay. There's tons of things as far as like franchise. There's way better franchise streamers and YouTubers that know more than me about that and care more than me about that. I am a gameplay nerd, a gameplay sweat. I apologize for that, but that's just what I like. I like playing the game. I like finding out, learning the game. I like learning what's effective and what's not. That's what's always intrigued me about Madden. Now, I do like the graphics. I do like franchise mode. I do like MUT draft. I do like every single mode of Madden I love. But I love playing the game. That's what I like. But yeah, ask me any question you guys want. I'm trying to think of more stuff now that, I try to remember it. But yeah, any question you want, make sure you guys subscribe. It's going to be a huge year. College Football 26, July 7th. We'll have earlier videos on that. Madden, I believe, is about August 10th or something like that, a month after college football. Awesome year. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're really closing on 100,000 this year. It's going to be amazing. We're going to do tons of giveaways. We're going to have a party. It's going to be nuts when we hit 100K, and it starts with you.